Hello.
Hi, folks. Hi,
Oh, no.
Mama. Hi, Pat. Who? Oh, it's Thea. Hi, Carol. Heather. Marilee. This is so exciting. Hi, Patty. I know everybody's muted. Everybody's muted. We'll bring you all in. I'm just waiting for everybody. Hi, Helen, Chris, Barbara, Pat. Who else is there? I can only see some people's noses. Nancy, Sonia, Jenny. Who else is here? Amy. Fantastic. This is great. Okay, we're just gonna wait. Can everybody hear me? Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Hey.
Okay, I just have to say as an aside, Jenny, look up, there's Thea. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Monique. We'd love to see you if you can get your cameras working.
I have two daughters with me who insisted I can't show the show them on the camera.
Oh, come on. Is that Monique?
It's Monique, yes. So my two daughters are here because they're horse lovers, and they insisted I can't put the camera on.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Maura.
How could their hair look any worse than the rest of us?
I know.
Your bangs look good.
Sorry, I'm just having somebody's asking for a link to the call, so excuse me while I send them.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Nice to see all your faces.
Okay. All right. Hi, Sarah. So it's 6:03. So people will come on. Megan will let them in as they come in. I'm really thrilled that everybody's here. Welcome. And does everybody have a tea, a beverage of their choice? There's some of us here that have wine, so I encourage you to go and fill up your pail. I was going to call you Kathy, Deb. I don't know what that is. But
This is a respectable wine pour, don't you think?
I live in Arizona. Too hot, and it's only 3 o'clock, so I'm having water.
Okay, Jenny. Well, I just wanted to say welcome to everyone on our third TDDC, which is the Divine Destination Collection call, and our first virtual travel experience. And we're going to Arizona. I just want to say that most of you know us. There are a couple people who have never traveled with us, a couple of people who have never seen us. And so I just want to give a wave. I'm Allison from the Divine Destination Collection. And then my partner in business and in crime is Deb. Give him a wave. And Megan is on board. She's our tech guru who's going to handle all of the technical aspects of the Zoom call. So welcome. And I think a couple of the Huncopy community are on board as well. So welcome. Oh, Heather, hi from Vancouver. Hi. Deb, do you want to talk a little bit about our new sort of virtual offering to the crowd?
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome on the call. I just want to start out by just quickly saying that the Divine Destination Collection is a small boutique travel company that curates very unique experiences to what we call sort of sacred or special destinations in the world. And if you haven't traveled with us, what our modus apparatus, as we like to say, is to combine luxury, adventure, and spirituality. And what we mean by that is more about personal growth, not religion, just about getting in touch with who you really are, aspects of our program. So with the advent of what we're currently experiencing, there are no planes in the skies, and if there were, no one wants to get on one of them. So we have crafted this online experience to take you hopefully on a really special journey, a journey that won't just take you into Arizona and into Hunkapi Farms and into an experience with the horses, but we hope into yourself. So welcome. We are hoping from this call to return to the field with a series of really incredible, unique experiences live. And that's our point of difference. These aren't videos, but we want to take you live in real time to some pretty special encounters. And thanks to most of you who gave us amazing feedback on our last call, which really informed what kind of experiences we wanted to curate. So without further ado, we will be coming out to the field with a release. We'll be convening our travel advisory board to get their feedback on some of these experiences. And then we're hoping you'll join us in a subscription style as we take you behind the veil and to see some pretty special places in the world and experience some things that you really couldn't do on your own. So.
And what is this series called, Deb?
This series is called the Just Conversation Collection. Thank you, Allison, for that. Again, we work in such amazing partnership.
I know, that's right. That's right.
So I'm going to turn it back to you, my friend. And I say to everyone, sit back, relax, enjoy your beverage of choice, and let yourself be transformed.
Perfect. Something I forgot to tell you is that we are recording this session and we're going to upload it onto all of our various platforms, our website, YouTube, and our Vimeo pages. So we're going on a virtual tour of Hunkapi Farms and the lovely Tara Shad. And I just want to share with you a little bit about her before we bring her in. It's a bit of a mystery. So I'm reading this, so please forgive me. Tara, a zealous horse lover, is the executive director and founder of Hunkapi Programs, Inc. and Hunkapi Farms. She holds a Bachelor of Science degree in pre-veterinary medicine from Texas A&M University. While there, she competed at the national level for the university's horse jumping and equestrian teams. Following graduation, she trained reining horses professionally. It was during this time that she discovered her intuitive ability to build safe, trusting, and sustainable relationships with horses. Tara holds a Master's of Counseling Psychology from Arizona State University and is a somatic experience practitioner. Her work at ASU included research on equine-human relations and group dynamics. From 2010 to 2012, Tara had the extraordinary opportunity to live in Italy, where she worked as a leadership coach and development expert in the University of Iowa's CIMBA, an international MBA business program. Her work included intense study, research, and application of neurobiofeedback, emotions, psychological assessments, and mindfulness, including how they all directly affect leadership and optimal performance. Tara gives full credit to horses for her development as an entrepreneur, leader, and human. In the arena, Tara combines her education, intuition, and experience with horses to observe and interpret individual and group behavior and gives immediate, tangible feedback that will dare you to move mindfully and love optimally. She is committed in her purpose to give all beings the same opportunity with horses and to live life with a heart wide open. Tara is an avid runner, a 3-time Ironman, an ultimate marathon runner, and recent Boston Marathon qualifier. She embraces her extraordinary life with mindful, contagious enthusiasm and gratitude. And on that happy note, and a very impressive note, over to Miss Tara Shad from Hunkapi Farms. We let Tara in, there we go.
We are.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Tara.
Did we already do introduction?
We did.
You did. You're ready to go.
Okay, perfect. Well, hi, everyone. It's really nice to meet you. I'm Tara, and you're actually at the gate of Hunkapi Farms here in Scottsdale, Arizona. I hear that it's kind of chilly where some of you are. Right now in Scottsdale, it's 102, so that explains the hats that Jamie and I are wearing, just to kind of protect us from the Arizona sun here. But you're at our gate, which says "Open Your Heart." Our t-shirts also say that here. And we are an equine therapy program on a 10-acre farm in Scottsdale, Arizona. And our mission is to help the world to fear less and love more. And we are really fortunate to be able to work with about 300 people per week offering equine-assisted psychotherapy, life skills, and therapeutic writing. And they range from children with autism all the way to corporate executives. Use our herd of healers, myriad of experiences and courses where we learn about connection and how the stories from our past get held in our body. And we really believe that our bodies give us information on how we can begin to move mindfully and to understand where our blocks are so that we can be the best that we can be in whatever facet of our life that we're working on. So we're really excited today to take you on a tour of our farm. We are really committed to sustainability. We believe that every one of our actions comes to another action. And so we start by thinking about how we're building. We start by thinking about how we're recycling, how we're composting. The food that we choose to bring on this farm is all locally sourced from local farmers. We compost to feed our chickens. And we also take all of that consideration when it comes to feeding our horses, which you're going to meet today. So we are really, really thrilled with this opportunity and hope that you enjoy your experience. I'm going to tour you through the farm first. As you can see, there's a truck that's coming up. We're getting ready to build. We actually just started building a covered arena. So they're laying the pad right over here. We've had tractors working all day, and they're building the pad to this covered arena. We've been working on that project for 8 years, and it's finally coming to fruition now. But we're going to go ahead and click open the gate, let this gentleman pass. He's finishing up his day, and we're going to go ahead and start heading on in so you can begin to see our farm and how we meet and greet all of our guests as if you were here. So thanks for being with us. All right, here we go. Okay. So I find myself wanting to reach over and grab the computer because I'm so used to being able to engage with people one-on-one. This is teaching me something about my own impulses in my arms to want to take control of things. This area right here that we're walking to is called the mesquite lawn. And these are old mesquite trees that are really native to Arizona. The Gila Indians used to harvest the beans from these trees and make sugar cookies out of them. And our horses love them. They fall off the trees once or twice a year, and they come in, they drop to the ground, and they can get ground up, and they can make a really sweet flour that's also gluten-free. And so the natives here used to make cookies out of the beans that fell off of these trees. It also provides a lot of nice shade for us during the summer. And so we call this area the mesquite lawn. We're going to walk over here for just a minute, but I'm going to step into the shade, and I just want to actually get to know some of your own desires and what you might want to get out of this tour, as well as maybe any so I make sure that I cover everything that people want to see, maybe want to experience, and we delegate our time that way. So let's walk over here into the shade. Just noticing we're walking on this path that's very old to farm. Where I was at was I just wanted to see, some of the faces. Thanks for being here. And just see if anybody had any questions before we got started.
Anyone? Any raised hands? Any group chat?
Don't see anything.
Don't see anything.
Okay.
We're all yours, Tara.
Onward and upward.
Mhm.
All right. Great. So we're going to proceed.
And we might just have to bounce in and out of the in and out of the shade to make sure that we're keeping everything cool here.
Sure.
Please
I'm
do.
feeling a little envious of all the sweaters that I'm seeing right now. Okay,
Polar vortex, baby. Polar vortex.
polar vortex, exactly. Good. All right, so we're going to turn this around here. I'm going to hand this over to Jamie. Okay, so we're going to head right here. This is the waiting area that we have here at Hincapie, and I want to walk a little bit closer to this. Can everybody see that fire and also the phoenix that is carved into this?
Oh, that's beautiful.
So one of the things that we have been really committed to here at the farm is recreating beautiful features of the farm out of things that were here as junk when we arrived. We moved onto this farm about 3 years ago, and this was an old pond that was really quite dangerous for some of the kids that we were working with. And this round feature here with the fire in it was actually a propane tank. And we had a local artist take it, and he carved this phoenix in it with a laser cutter and installed the flame. And then behind it, we have the water. So we're getting all the elements of fire and water, and then the plants behind it that were grown here on the farm. Gertie, my go-to golden doodle right there, is walking right through it. She goes on all the mindful walks with me, and she's really head of the farm. So I'm sure that she'll stay with us the majority of the tour here. And now we're going to turn this way. This is a brick walkway that is one of my favorite things of the farm, and I've insisted that we keep it even though it likes to flood. But I love the wandering path, and I walk on it in the wandering fashion that it is every day, because somehow it slows my feet down, and it really makes me take a deep breath and appreciate this farm. And it gets me ready for my day to just wander in this slight little curving motion. Then we're going to walk over here. This is one of our newest features of the farm. This is our chicken coop. Can everybody see our chicken coop?
Yep.
So this is our chicken coop. We have about 30 chickens on the farm right now. They're new. I really resisted getting chickens for a long time, but once we got them, we adopted some chickens from a local organization that needed to get rid of theirs, and they've been such a joy. We moved them here at the front part of the farm because we found that the chickens have a really nice way of regulating people. They love to watch them come up and eat. They love to hold them. They love to watch them peck, and they like the children. And actually, one of our instructors, Diana, really loves to go harvest their eggs. And so we put the kids in here if we're working on emotional regulation, and we really let them come in and really get down, and their whole body begins to change. So I want you to kind of imagine what it would feel like to come into this vast space of 10 acres, which is quite big for a city kid, and then to be able to come in and see a chicken, and automatically what happens to your body is that you lower down and your hands begin to soften, because even children have this awareness of needing to hold something gently. And that's one of the things that we use, especially when they're coming in with a lot of anger or dysregulation or impulsivity. We put them in here with the chickens so that they can learn to soften their hands, and they do it without us having to tell them. So we're going to go in and let you meet one of our favorite chickens. Her name is Roberta. She's named that because she's bald, completely bald half the year. You get to see her with about 3/4 amount of feathers. She's starting to lose her feathers now, but she's bald like my husband. And so we named her Roberta. His name is Rob. Roberta is in there waiting for us. We also just rescued a baby goat. Her name is Chevalita, and we're going to go in there and meet her as well. Okay, so we can go ahead. Do you want to go ahead? Now you're gonna meet two of our volunteers, actually.
Chevalita.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Chevalita.
There they go. We can just put it right here. Yeah. And then they'll all start running over here, probably. Come on, girls. They're all hiding in. Oh, there they are. They're standing in the wallow. They're standing in Patrick.
Oh, we can hear them.
Yes. This is Bev, everyone. She's one of our volunteers. And this is Chevalita's going to join.
Hello, Chevalita.
She sleeps inside with my husband and I. Otherwise, she bawls her eyes out at night. So she stays out here during the day and then she comes in.
Aw, look at these animals, Walker.
Okay.
And then this is Roberta.
Mhm.
Oh, great. So Roberta is
Hi,
kind of,
Roberta.
come here, sweetheart. We had to teach the dogs how to coexist with the chickens. Oh, Chevalita, I think, is born for being on camera. She really likes it. And Roberta is right over here. You can see she's starting to really lose her wing feathers. There we go. But she will be completely bald in about a month. No feathers whatsoever. And then when she gets her feathers, her feathers are backwards. They're I wish I could see. Can you guys see her feathers, how they grow backwards like this?
Mhm.
So I used to hear this term called chicken curls, and I never knew what that was until I met Roberta, but her feathers go backwards. They curl up and over. There's Roberta, and now her wings, see, they have no feathers on them.
Oh,
Ooh.
But she's our black bald chicken. Okay, so we're gonna start walking. Watch your head. And we're gonna walk now over towards where our pig has a wallow, but now all the chickens are standing in the wallow up to their knees. And Chevalita is following us. So I want you to imagine what it'd be like to be walking and having a little goat prancing, a little goat following you. She really likes to be with people. She ran a lap with my husband and I this morning. We were running, we're training for a marathon, and she ran a whole lap around the farm, which is about a quarter of a mile.
wow.
And Beverly's feeding the chickens. This is one of the things and ways I start my day every day is feeding the chickens, which brings such a smile to my face. Here comes Chevalita. You can give them the whole thing. Yeah. They're have any of you ever seen a chicken with a comb over? I learned what the word comb over means when we finally had this chicken. We named her Donald Trump. DAWNALD Trump.
Oh, beautiful.
So here's a part of our chickens, and then we have another flock that's in, we call them the downtown chickens, and there's about 18 of them down there. I see a kitty. Somebody's holding a kitty. Pat, including your kitty on this call.
There you go.
Oh, is Patrick in there? Okay, so now we're gonna go meet our pig.
Oh, this is what I'm looking for, the pig and the cow.
Pig and the cow.
Pig and the cow.
Patrick is a rescue pig. Almost all of our animals are rescue. Patrick is a rescue pig. He was living in a little tiny dog run and kept breaking into their house. And now he has the run of 10 acres. So here he is.
Oh.
A good view of him here.
Oh, he's a big one.
Yes. He likes to talk a lot. What do you think, Patrick? You can tell that he was already in his mud puddle. Oh, you have a lot. Hey, Patrick. Oh, it's time to go to bed. There you go. He's.
He's gone to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Patrick.
Okay, Tara, I can't believe that you're in the center of Scottsdale. I can't believe that this paradise is in the center of Scottsdale.
I know. We're so fortunate. We're so fortunate. So Patrick has been with us for a couple of years now, and he gets the run of the whole property. He puts himself to bed. We call him our good pig because he wakes up really kind, and then he goes to bed right when he's supposed to. He follows the mud, and he follows wherever the coolest barn is. Right now it's nice and cool in his stall, so he's probably going to take a nice nap now. He also digs through all of our gardens, which the gardener doesn't like very much. He's a Vietnamese potbelly pig. And he weighs about 200 pounds. He probably weighed 80 pounds when we got him, but that's what free-ranging pigs, that's what happens to free-ranging pigs.
Wow.
Yeah. Now he's settling in. He just licked his lips. Well, we're gonna head back there. And on our way back, oh, and Beverly's holding one of the chickens. So this is a Rhode Island red chicken, and they're known for being very friendly. So we got these guys as babies, and so they've been used to being held, and every single day you can see children and volunteers running around with these chickens underneath of their arms, and they are very, very friendly. All right, so we, as we were planning for this, we were talking about some mindfulness techniques, and mindful walking is something that I do on the daily around our farm. So this is really the area, this is called the Rejuvenation Lounge. It used to be an old stables, and we ripped out the stalls, and everything in this space was donated except for the heaters that we put in. But we might walk you in there. It's just a nice place where people can gather. Maybe we'll let the phones cool down here. And so we start groups in here. We do a lot of farm to table, long table community style dinners here. But this is a place where people can sit and be cool underneath the fan and observe what's happening in the arena. You can see that we, everything in here was either repurposed or donated. We have the galvanized steel here. We have wood from an old barn on the west side of Phoenix that was torn down that we reused to do siding on the walls. An old railroad tie pillar that was found in the backside of the property to do the corners. But I really wanted to keep the integrity of this building, but as a nonprofit, we're always working on a budget. And so it really gave me the opportunity to think about where we were going to spend our money, and also
what type of feel I wanted to have and what kind of message that I wanted this space to bring. And so we wanted to keep the integrity, like I said, of the old building, but also reuse and repurpose things that were on our farm. And this is one of my favorite places on the farm as well. So we're going to begin heading back. We're on the north side of our property now. We're going to begin heading back to the south side of our property where all the horses live and the cow lives. So.
Mm-hmm.
And this over here is called our Monolawn. This is an area where we have a lot of special events and mindful dinners. I love guiding people through mindful eating experiences, sourcing food from local farmers. We are actually beginning to plant more garden boxes here. And we have, we're starting a small little orchard. We have fig trees and apple trees. And Allison, can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. This is where I got married a couple of years ago.
Oh,
So this is
congratulations. Yeah, that's great.
So this was the area that I got married, and we had this garden wall that was made out of old pavilion in the arena, and all of the planters in it we've made out of old horse troughs. So you can see we have rosemary planted in an old horse trough. We have, I think these are maybe petunias, and we have, what's the name of the flower that grows? Plumeria. These are plumerias from, I'm Hawaiian, and so we wanted to have some plumerias from Hawaii that we are going to grow here. But this is one of my favorites. This is an old horse feeder that they created and then cut it in half and carved the heart out of it. And now this is a planter for our garden. Yeah. Isn't it interesting, like how we can just get, I noticed like this sense of rushing, right? Like one of the things that I really wanted to bring to this call is just this mindfulness in how we let situations really affect our internal state of peace or calm, or and not that you have to be calm all the time, but when things like this happen, sometimes it's difficult to stay in the flow and just knowing that everything that needs to be covered is going to get covered. So so the breathing exercise was just to have everybody just take a breath in through their nose and then exhale out through the mouth. And then the next inhale in, really feel the air coming up through the nostrils. Maybe even get a sense of coolness around the edges of the nostrils. And then exhale out through the mouth. And then on the next inhale in, breathing in through the nose. And then exhaling out. And then allowing yourself to feel balance in your seat. So balance in the seat. What does that feel like to have balance in your seat? Maybe even shifting. And one of the questions that I really like to ask people is if you could move so that you were 1% more comfortable or 1% less braced, how would you move? What would it look like if you gave yourself permission to just allow yourself to move so you're 1% more comfortable? There. Good. Okay. We're going to walk over and do an exercise with the horses and really just keep me informed. We're going to have Jamie standing in the shade, so hopefully everything will stay cool and we'll stay connected here, okay? Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm going to get a drink before I head over there, because hydration is key right now. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna have you stand right over there underneath of those palm trees. right, Miss Bev, are you ready? You can take that halter off of him, please.
How's it holding up?
Are you all still there?
Yes, thank
All here.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. All right. Oh, this is a great view. You could probably even pop it right here, Jamie.
wants to
Oh,
see.
ow.
Hi, buddy. Hello.
This is our horse, Alfie. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm about 5'6", and so he's a pretty tall horse. He's taller than I am.
Mhm.
He is smelling the computer, so he's using his sense of smell right now. So why don't we follow him and just take a big smell, like maybe even notice if you have any smells or candles in your house. He's orienting to me right now, smelling my hand. And now he's looking over at sounds. So Alfie is a 24-year-old warm blood that was donated to our program. He's a really high level performer, jumper, and he had injuries from going over really tall jumps. And he really shattered his cannon bones. And so they tried to rehab him for 2 years and couldn't get him rehabbed. And then they decided to donate him into our program from California. So he's an Encinitas horse. Have any of you been to Encinitas? It's a beautiful area. Not so fun to visit right now because California is on such a big lockdown. But he's an Encinitas horse. He had even his own, Alfie. He had even his own private groom and a guard gate to get into his facility. It was quite lovely. And so what we're going to do with Alfie, Miss Bev has taken quite a liking to Mr. Alfie. And I'm going to go through an exercise with Bev called Join Up and teach her how to bond with Alfie in a way that he recognizes her as his leader. So this is Miss Bev, and I don't think, Bev, have you ever done this exercise?
I've never done it.
Okay, so I'm going to teach her an exercise called Join Up. So when this methodology was built from a man named Monty Roberts, and he was abused as a child, and his father was a cowboy who liked to also abuse horses, and he went out. He didn't like the way that his father trained horses and thought that there should be a better way, and so he went out into the wild of Nevada and studied the Mustangs in Nevada and watched how the herd controlled one another. And what he realized was that the stallion actually watched out for the herd and alerted for safety, but the mare is who controlled the behaviors and the he's resting his teeth on my shoulder. The mare is who controlled the herd, and no herd of horses has to have halters. They don't have to be forced to stay together. They
No eating your hat.
I know. So he watched how she did that, and what he discovered was that if a horse was misbehaving, maybe a little bit like Alfie's doing right now, although he's playing, the mare would push the horse out of the herd and hold it there until it started showing signs of that it was listening and that it was subservient. And the 3 signs that the horse gives are that its ears are going to turn on, its ears will turn on the mare, meaning the ear twists and turns to be acknowledging that the mare is there. The second sign that it gives is that its head will start bobbing up and down. And the third sign that the horse will give is that it will start licking its lips, which is the ultimate sign of subservience for a horse. And this is horse language across all countries. I've done this in Italy, and every horse that I've worked with outside of Hunkapi Farms still speaks the same language. So I always say I'm bilingual because I can speak English and horse. So, oh, Alfie. Okay, so we are going to teach Miss Bev how to round pin, and you guys are going to get to be a part of that. But the first thing that I would ask Miss Bev is, when you think about relationship, what are 1 or 2 words that come to mind? Like your ideal relationship, what are qualities in that relationship? Trust, love, trust and love. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And would anybody else like to share what comes to mind when you think about what your ideal relationship is?
Respect.
Respect. Okay. Anything else?
Good communication.
Communication, yes. Okay. So trust, love, respect, and communication. Okay. So what I think is so special about this activity is that we have to have all of those elements: trust, love, respect, and communication. And as we go through this activity, I'm going to be talking to Bev about what we're seeing in the horse that's relaying trust, love, respect, and communication. And sometimes as humans, even though we think that those are qualities that we want to have in a relationship, sometimes our past hurts can get in the way of how we're expressing those congruently in our communication style or in our affection or in our behaviors. Does that resonate for anyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Even though we want to be good communicators, even though we want to be loving, sometimes our past can come into the present and scare us. And this is where we work on identifying felt sense, the feeling, the actual feeling of when my heart is closing. And even though I want to be loving, my heart is closing. Even though I want to communicate, I'm moving into passive aggressive behavior and I'm not communicating clearly, right? And our body can give us a lot of, horses listen to body language. So our body has to be congruent with our greatest wish. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So everybody has to be really empathic for Miss Beverly, because this is a vulnerable activity. And it's also something when you have 30 sets of eyes on you that can be a little bit, she's being very courageous to be in here. So she's going to be using this tool. It's called a carrot stick. It's a kind of a whip, like a short whip, but it's never to be used to harm the horse, only to create space and distance and to communicate in a way that says, I want you, I'm asking you, now I'm telling you, now I'm promising you need to do what I'm telling you to do. So it's not, she's never going to hit him with this stick, okay? But it's just an extension to keep her, extension of her arm to keep her safe. So Miss Beverly,
Yes.
here
I am.
When you're communicating with a horse, you're going to break a horse into quadrants. You break them from head all the way to tail, and then you break them down the middle line. Okay, so she's gonna, this is one line and this is one line. If I'm in this quadrant here and horses move away from pressure, if I'm in this quadrant here, it will get that quadrant to move. Does that make sense? So if I want his front half to move, I'm going to put pressure on this front quadrant. If I want his back end to move, I'm going to get behind him. Okay. So what you're going to do, Miss Bev, is you're going to stand in the middle of the arena and you're going to get Alfie to go both directions at the walk and the trot. We're going to look for the 3 signs. Who remembers what the 3 signs are? Ear,
Ears, head bobbing,
And
And
licking the lips, right?
Oh, that's what we're looking for, those 3 signs, okay? When we see those 3 signs, Miss Bev is going to be able to drop this whip, and then we're gonna see if Alfie is going to choose to want to join up with her. And this is the choice of the horse to want to choose to be with her without a halter on and follow her, okay? And we'll see if it happens. That's always the goal, but we never know what's going to happen with animals, so we're going to go for, okay? All right, so I'm gonna start walking towards the middle, and I'm gonna need to explain some things to Bev first, and then I'll come back and I'll coach right next to you guys so you can hear my words, okay? So I'm gonna go get Bev situated and I'll be right back. Miss Jamie, you might wanna, yeah, there you go. Is your arm getting tired?
I just don't want the Wi-Fi to go out
Oh, yeah.
if I move closer.
Okay.
You want me to hold it?
Yeah, you want?
Okay, all right, so. So you're gonna, this tab is gonna work on getting Alfie to move around the perimeter, okay? And to do that, you're going to be facing your heart to his heart, which is right behind his front leg, and your eye goes to his eye. So he's listening to more of the heart. If you wanted to move forward, this would need to be bottom. If you want to move the other way, this would need to be in the middle. Okay, so I might move him.
No, Alfie.
So first I'm going to ask Alfie to walk. I'm asking him. Now I'm going to increase the intensity. Okay. Okay. So you see how I had to up the intensity in order for Alfie to get to honor what I wanted him to do. But as soon as he did what I wanted him to do, I stopped asking. You see that?
Whoa.
Okay. So he just decided to come into my space. He's thinking.
So Marilee, have you done this before? Do you know what she's talking about?
So she has never done this before, so I'm teaching her. So hand out to the side, down is walk, medium, halfway is trot, and this would be canter, but we're not going to canter Alfie, okay? You can shake it to ask, and then you can increase intensity just like I just did. So this is clear communication, because sometimes, I don't know if any of you guys have trouble setting boundaries with people. Does anybody have trouble setting boundaries with people? John's raising his hand. Okay. Sometimes we can ask for what we want and we think that people hear what we're saying, or sometimes people don't believe us because we don't follow through with a consequence. But we need to ask at an intensity in which they hear. But we always assume we go as light as we can with horses, but as much as we need to. That's the rule, okay? As light as you possibly can, but as much as you need to. And then the most important thing is that once they hear you, you stop asking, because you don't ever want to be a nag, okay? Nobody likes a nag, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to have to, do you feel comfortable in here? Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to coach Bev how to get him around one lap, and then I'm going to step out so I can stand right next to you guys. Okay. Okay. All right. So we're going to get him. Jamie, do you have, okay, John's self-contained. Can you go over by the gate so when I need to run out, I can? Okay. All right. So you're going to step in here and you're going to own the arena. Okay. So this is going to come into play like
Ed Bob.
Oh, they're the ears.
He wants to hang out with us.
I think
Yeah,
so.
Alfie.
In a travel Zoom section is more important to Alfie than
Hi,
you.
Alfie.
We're fine right now. Stand up tall. First person to move their feet loses.
Go on, Alfie. Move your butt.
Oh, there's a leg.
Annoyed. He's starting to, but now he's stomping his feet. There.
Head, Bobby.
So now we're starting to get into a power lockdown with him, and he's making minimal changes.
Oh, head, Bob.
So I would change my tactic and just say, fine, let's walk the other direction. So get to the other side of him. Quickly is the important. Now he's moving the other way. Nope, not. Now he's manipulating. Now he's manipulating.
Beverly asked how she gets fierce with him.
Who is that?
I'm holding the camera.
Okay, are you
No.
Jamie?
I'm John.
John.
I gave Jamie a break.
Okay.
Don't look at me. I'm not going to help you.
What do they say? Never work with animals or children.
Get after him. There. Now hold still. Good. There you go. Good. Don't let him quit here. Yeah. There. Eye to eye. Look at his eyes.
Wow.
She did it.
She did it. I did not think she was going to get that happening.
Didn't either. Didn't either.
Reminded me of my two boys.
But this is so cool, right?
Amazing.
Like it's as light a touch as possible, but as much as you need to do.
Yeah.
But what you said that was so profound was it was the intensity of that
Right.
communication.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's quite a metaphor for me to think about.
Me too. Me
Could be
too.
for all
Thea.
of us.
I'm with you.
Heather just asked if they have tricks like this for children.
But this is the trick for children.
I'm gonna get a big stick.
This is but the big stick is the communication metaphor, right?
Yeah.
Like it's quite groundbreaking, actually.
It's really interesting.
He's back.
Yeah.
He's back with us now. Oh.
Oh,
And what's interesting is that this is the first time this volunteer has ever done this.
Okay.
We can tell.
Ear. So his ear is on Beverly finally. Do you see his ears
Yeah.
on you, Bev? Yeah. Good. Now hold focus with him. He's watching your eyes. Your eyes have to be intent on what you want. Your eyes hold the intensity right now. Your heart holds the intensity. Good. So let him settle into the trot. That's nice. I like how you just changed your stride. Notice how her walk is changing. And then release the tension out of your left hand. Good. Hold the whip up halfway. So we've noticed in our body where we're holding tension, and we hold where we need, but let go of where we don't need it anymore. Open the jaw. There you go.
Oh, man.
He's starting to close. There you go. Now you have a horse that's settling. Do you see how his body is starting to get more quiet? He's not racy. Good. And that was his big breath that we needed to let go. He was holding on to that sense of flight.
that he had in his body that we had to put in there because he wasn't honoring what we were asking of him. But now he just did this big autonomic, big exhale that tells me that he's settling into this. Good. And now you have his ear still. He's perky and he's listening to you. This is a state of a nice horse right here. So now, Bev, we're going to go 10 seconds this way, and then we're going to change direction, which means you're going to have to change hands and step way in front of him. Not yet. Okay. Way in front of him over by the tree. There, change his direction. Ask him to go. Take it right back up to the trot.
Wow.
Yeah. Applause for Bev. Woo! Yeah. Okay. Check your body for tension here, and everybody at home can begin to check their own body. Notice where you're bracing. Notice if there's any tension that you can begin to let go of even right now. Where are we holding tension? Because he's feeling all of that. Bev, notice where you might be holding tension too. There, nice wiggle. Looks like you could have a little bit through your jaw, your mouth. Yeah, you can even smile at him. It's okay to smile at him with your eyes. Yeah, when we have a good relationship, it's important that we smile and tell them, yes, good boy. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for honoring who I am. And in that, there, you're honoring who he is too. Okay, we're gonna take it down to a walk in 10 seconds. I'm gonna count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, shoo him out to the fence a little bit. Just wiggle the whip towards his belly. More. 5, 4, 3, 2. There's your licks. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Keep your eyes on him. Slow your feet. Energy of walk. Slow the feet, slow the heart, soften the eye. Take the predator out of the, there. Nice. Licks, head bobbing. Do you see? Beautiful. And tell him thank you. Tell him thank you. Now begin to inhale in, hold the breath at the top of the lungs, shake the whip and ask him to trot. Mean it. Trot. Yes. Good. Tell him thank you. So we learn to pendulate between fierce and soft and gracious. Fierce and soft and gracious. Yes. There. Way to check in with your own body. Your jaw is softening. Your arm is softening. Nice little happy horse we have here. You see this pretty little trot? Now flick the whip behind him. See if you can extend the trot a little faster. There, just wait, just flick until you get a faster trot. Increase intensity, increase vibration in your own chest. Ferocity in the eye. There, it's picking up. There we go, good. Now easy. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now soften the trot. So now you're fine-tuning the ability to feel soft trot and fast trot. Soften the arms, soften the heart. There it is. Pretty. Now hold that trot. We learn to hold the energy of a soft trot. Soft trot. Notice the bicep on the right arm starting to curl up a little bit. There you go. Okay, now we're going to bring him down to a walk. Nope, keep him going. Keep him going. Okay, so we're going to ask, there's your lick. Now he's honoring. Now he's given the third sign that he is ready and willing to join up. We pray, okay? So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, open the jaw, lion's breath, exhale. Everybody at home can do it too. Ha. Yes. Look at that smile. Hold it. Now stop your feet all the way. Drop the energy out of your shoulders, out of your arms. All the energy is just steady. You're holding steady and you're waiting for it. Licks. There's ear. Stop the energy in your body. You don't have to turn with him. Now you're asking him. Oh.
You guys see how good I did?
Okay, so Bev, you're gonna drop the whip out of your hand. You're gonna drop your eyes and you're gonna walk up here like you own this horse without looking him in the eye. Do not look at him in the eye. Walk all the way to here. Good. Turn around, about face, and walk away. Walk away. Stop. Stop.
Wow.
Give him some love because he chose it. Now you can walk again. Walk over there. And you can come back and talk to us, Bev. Give him some. Yeah, you don't want to.
I don't want to.
Yeah. I know. You can give him some love. Yeah. And that's what somebody's face should look like when they're in a good relationship.
Wow, that's great. Beautiful.
So come up. What was that experience like for you?
It was almost teary-eyed, almost teary-eyed. Yeah, it was just an energy. It was just, it wasn't, I didn't feel like I was telling or bossing, or even though you told me to hold my face, but more being firm, being clear, clarity. That was a big clarity on what I wanted.
Yeah.
That was good. 'Cause I was a little in the beginning, where am I holding the thing with the carrot? What's happening? And so then I started focusing in on what you're asking me.
Yeah.
Asking him.
Yeah.
And that helped. The clarity. So fun.
Great job, Bev. Lovely. Wow.
I've seen you do this. I never thought I'd be doing it.
You did it. You did it. So we talked about relationship of being trust. How did you build trust? Was there a moment where you knew you had trust? How did you experience trust?
You know, when I got out of my head, I felt when he started, I started seeing that he actually would react if I asked him to do something firmly. And he trusted me and I trusted him. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you want some attention.
And sometimes we can get so anxious about where's the stick? What I'm going to be too firm. I'm going to be too mean. I'm going to be too this.
And I have an audience.
And you have
I've never done this before.
Yes. Yeah. How did you guys experience trust watching her? Was there a time where you saw trust getting built while you were watching?
I think what came up for me, Bev, was I saw you get out of your head and how it all changed when you got out of your head. And it was beautiful.
And I think I want to add that I saw you start to trust yourself. In the beginning, you didn't trust yourself. And when you started to trust yourself, everything changed.
It was nice to see you relax your body. So just on cue and see what the response to that was. So really connecting to what you were doing was what Alfie was responding to. That was really cool. And the most special moment to me was when you came back and then you turned around and walked away and he followed after you.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
You know, I think a big, when I dropped the kind of what am I doing was if this doesn't work, it doesn't work. I think I was very concerned about disappointing you, you know, and you guys. And when I finally just let that go, I think that helped a lot.
And how often does that come up in our life?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Really is a barrier.
It's a barrier. Yeah. It's a barrier to the energy of trust, isn't it? It's a barrier to the energy of love. It's a barrier to the energy and the communication and you said getting concise, right?
Yes, clear.
Clear. Yeah.
It shows me how connected we are to everything. If we just relax and let it be. We're connected to the horses and the trees and the,
Yeah, without the push energy, right? I need, I must, I have to.
Yes. Yeah. When you let all of the thinking go away and it's just you and that moment, whatever, the horse is just a metaphor to everything else that's going on in life, right? It's like, it's the thing, whatever the thing is that is happening, that we're wanting to have a relationship with.
And what I meant when I said trust yourself, I didn't mean the ego self. I meant like trust this underlying force that lives in all of us, that it's going to be fine, you know, not trust in my ability and my own ability to think this through, more about trust in that force, right?
Yeah.
Great job.
What
Mhm.
questions or comments do the participants have that we can answer?
Anybody else want to ring in? You can unmute yourself. You can type in the chat, in the chat window.
Oh, there's 10 chats down here. Probably telling me that I've fallen off. Fascinating and beautiful, and brought me to tears. And to think this was done without verbal communication.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Really good.
And I saw a connection. That's Jenny says, I saw connection and relationship begin, mutual respect. I would have melted.
Yeah. It was
And
beautiful.
someone asked, do they have tricks like this for children? Well, you know what? We have, we didn't get to see all the horses today. We have 23 horses here, and all of them have a different story and a different personality. And I do bring parents in here because a lot of times, you know, what we see with parents, especially with emotional dysregulation disorders, is the challenge of the kid wearing them down, feeling like they're asking for something, but then not following through on the consequence. That ask, tell, promise, release. We have a lot of parents that, you know, and quite honestly, a lot of people in relationships really begin to nag at one another. Instead of just clearly and concisely asking for what they need, they just start nagging and building up resentments, right? Where when it could just be like, I must not have asked for that clearly enough. Here's what I actually need. Is there a clear understanding of what I need? You know, because I think there's probably a time where you had to say, he's not understanding what I need. I must not be communicating concisely enough. So we have tricks like this. I actually brought a little boy in here last night. He's 10 years old, and taught him how to do this because he's having a hard time regulating, and he wants to just like get on the horse and kick really hard, and he gets hurt all the time. He's a gymnast, and we have to learn how to like not go full force all the time. And this is a really nice activity for us to do with kids, so that they can learn to not whip so hard. You know, how you can change your breathing. You saw Bev take a deep breath and open the jaw, and even if sometimes she was breathing, exhaling, but the jaw was still having tension in it, and Alfie can feel that. So we can engage in practices as partners, as mothers, as wives, as, you know, husbands, as teachers, where we're just standing saying, I am breathing. Well, if we're still bracing in our jaw or bracing in our hand, like I said, you were holding your hand tight, right? The energetic world feels that bracing, whether it's in our shoulders, our jaw, our fist, you know, the scowl in our eyes. We can be moving slowly, but we can still have a whole bunch of pent up energy inside it's gonna get blocked somewhere.
Wow.
That was beautiful.
Beyond beautiful, like stunning.
Well, Bev.
Thank you. It was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks so much, Tara.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It was lovely. And,
Lovely.
you know, it all unfolded exactly the way it was meant to, right? Technology challenges. And then in the end, it all came together beautifully. So
Well, and
thank you.
Yeah, I really think that those technology challenges and whatever it was bringing up for us individually, from patience to irritability to frustration, is part of the process we all needed to go through to look at how we react to situations, right? How we react, and then what we can
don't go our way. The way
and
they're supposed to go.
Right, but also there's nothing wrong with that. it's not this is your natural reaction. But what Tara just did was teach us how to move through that, like acknowledge it, honor it, and then release it, so that we can be more comfortable in our own body, in our own skin, and trust, back to that trust that we all want in relationship. I think we have to have that kind of trust before you can have that kind of trust in a relationship.
Open heart. Somebody just said, thank you, my heart is open. So,
Yeah.
That's
Beautiful.
what happens in our day that begins to clench, begins to close the shoulders, begins to close this whole area because we're getting so stressed and finding a way to breathe and really feel. And even sometimes we have to physically just say, no, I'm going to pry the heart open. I'm going to pry it open, and take a deep breath, and just so that our body can remember that it does have the ability to stay in this state. It has the ability to come back and to rebound into this open-hearted state. So.
That was beautiful. And I know we're over time, but does anybody have any questions for Tara? So can we unmute all, Megan? And
Or just go like this.
I can't see everybody.
Go to
Anybody
gallery
have any
view.
questions for Tara? Or Bev? Or Alfie?
Yes.
Alfie's got a few things to say.
Yeah. There's my carrots. That's what he said.
Thank you so much, Tara.
Thank you.
Great.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. It's lovely.
Thank you very much. Beautiful.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here in Scottsdale. Thank you for traveling virtually, and I hope that one day we get to meet you.
You will.
Wow, for sure. Jenny just lives down the road, so Jenny, you can go in there and say hi for all of us. We'll just-
And take carrots, Jenny.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so
for
much.
all- Yeah, thank you all for coming on this encounter.
That was
with us.
beautiful. And thank you, Deb and Allison, for organizing. Just fabulous.
Very much.
I'm glad you joined us.
More to come.
Thank you.
Bon voyage.
Thanks so much.
Cheers.
Thanks, Allison. Thank you, Deb. Thanks, Patty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Deb.
Great evening.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah. Nice to see everybody.
Patience
Amy. Hi, Amy. Bye, Amy. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Amy. Hi,
Deb.
Hi,
Allison, thank you.
Glad you came on.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I've been dreaming about horses randomly, so I appreciate this.
There you go. Thank you.